Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for May 7th, 2026. All right, procurement portfolio managers. We need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. 0 seats left in the GPS Terrain Movement Review. Terrain Update, 2,000 new opportunities. Who moved and who didn't? That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS 300 at the-icon.ai capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 2,000 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov, 3730 legislative signals, 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies, 21 C-SPAN captures, and all of that is happening while market BCL is 0% with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. In the last 168 hours, we've seen a significant opportunity flow with 2,000 new postings. That's a hefty volume for any procurement portfolio manager to digest. While it's tempting to view this as a straightforward increase in opportunities, the real story unfolds when we consider the board's contract listings, BCL percentage, which sits at 0. This isn't just a number, it's a signal. With no BCL activity, we're witnessing a potential misalignment between the sheer number of opportunities and the accessibility of actionable contracts. The capture terminal shows us that raw volume alone doesn't equate to viable options unless those opportunities align with your firm's capabilities and strategic interests. Looking deeper into the top opportunities, titles like the Rio Puerto Nuevo Flood Control Project and the sea-based petroleum distribution system catch the eye. Yet, the absence of disclosed amounts indicates a level of uncertainty that can stall decision-making. Managers who read this tape know that without financials, assessing risk versus reward becomes a complex puzzle. The key takeaway? It's essential to look beyond the numbers and assess the context in which these opportunities exist. Moreover, with 3,730 legislative actions but no movement in executive directives or DFARS adjustments, there's a drag on contract realization, CR. This legislative focus could suggest upcoming shifts in regulations that might unlock or restrict pathways for future contracts. For those managing this book, it's a time to stay nimble, keep an eye on legislative changes, and be ready to pivot as new directives come into play. The secondary signals paint an intriguing picture of the current landscape. With no terrain holes, hiring, court opinions, or lobbying activities, we're looking at a flat terrain in terms of public sector movement. This stagnation tells procurement portfolio managers that the usual market signals for strategic shifts or emerging opportunities are currently muted. The absence of court opinions or lobbying clusters suggests stability, yet this could also imply a missed opportunity to capitalize on market mispricing. For managers, the lack of hiring spread across agencies could mean that the current workforce is expected to handle the load without additional resources. This could indicate cost-saving measures or, conversely, signal caution in expanding roles until more clarity is achieved in the regulatory landscape. It's a unique moment where the lack of movement in these areas can be interpreted as both a consolidation phase and a precursor to potential shifts. Given the current macro terrain, smart portfolio moves might reside in areas not immediately obvious. Leveraging internal capabilities and focusing on niche markets where your firm already excels could be the way forward. It's not just about chasing every opportunity, but strategically aligning efforts with the sectors where you can make the most impact, especially when typical indicators like lobbying or hiring trends aren't offering clear guidance. In essence, the combination of these secondary signals urges portfolio managers to remain vigilant, but also to prepare for the possibility of change. It's a reminder that even in a seemingly static environment, the groundwork for future opportunities is often laid in the quiet periods. The procurement market is characterized by a dynamic landscape where quick adaptation to volume shifts and macro-terrain insights are essential for maintaining competitive advantage. Are you effectively leveraging data to distinguish between viable opportunities and potential dead ends in your pipeline? How are you ensuring that your portfolio is resilient against unexpected market shifts and terrain volatility? Are you aligning your procurement strategies with the overarching macro terrain to optimize pipeline throughput and minimize risk exposure? Ultimately, disciplined portfolio management, guided by real-time data and terrain analytics, is crucial for navigating the complexities of procurement with precision and foresight. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. 0 seats left in the GPS Terrain Movement Review. When this window closes, the terrain that justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GPS 300, communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite. 4.6 million records, 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be disconnecting you in 5 seconds.